Hey everyone, welcome back to the Peterson Bronco. Today I'm going to be going over the modifications that I've done to my Bronco and give an honest review of the products that I've used so that you can use that as a guide to decide whether or not you would want to use the same products that I did. There are some that I really like and some that I dislike. So let's dive into it. So first I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of the Bronco and show you what I've modified. So the one thing that really stands out is the body color matched front grille, which I took a bird into my front grille while driving, so I had to replace it. When I bought a new grille, it came unpainted. So instead of doing the piano black that it would have originally came in on the Wild Track, I had it color matched to match the body, and I think it looks really good. The next modification that I'm going to show is the hidden winch mount by Rough Country. So that winch mount ordered and I installed. Then we have, can't really see it too well, but I have a manual sway bar disconnect by AC Fab that I installed. I have Spider 1.25 inch offsets for the front. I have Ready Lift 3-inch strut spacer lift. I have Toyo Open Country AT3 37-inch tires on it. I did install the rock rail and the rest of the sliders myself, but that's just OEM stuff. Then at the back here, I have the tailgate reinforcement from Rough Country. And then I also have my pinstripe that I had installed through Classic Auto Graphics here in Airdrie. So that's kind of all the mods that I've done to mine so far, but I wanted to do a bit of a review on those parts. So to truly dive into it, like I said, I did take a bird through my front grille, replaced that, had it painted. I think it turned out really well. Depending on the lighting, being that you're going from a metallic surface underneath to a plastic surface underneath, you don't quite get that same color. So you get a little bit more of a golden fleck on the body than you do on the grille. But it really comes down to the lighting conditions. These are the Ford OEM, basically supposedly color match stickers to put on the letters. I do kind of think it gives it a little pop with that green and white. I wish that the color was a bit closer, but again, is what it is on that. It's really hard to match from a actual body color to a rubberized sticker. The Rough Country hidden winch mount, I really do like it. I love the look of it. I love the functionality of it. It's a 12,000 pound synthetic line winch. So it works really great. The positives of it, it doesn't interfere with front camera or sensors or really anything, your crash avoidance systems. None of those things had to be relocated for it. And so it doesn't take up any of that space. The downside to it is you cannot free spool the winch because the handle to change it to a free spool is kind of buried up in there. And so you don't have access to that. So it is just simply using the controller, winch in, winch out, which is definitely a negative for it. But again, being that I didn't have to interfere or relocate anything beyond the oil cooler, I'm very happy with that winch. Functionality is awesome. The looks are freaking great in my opinion. Doesn't really put a big winch out front, and yeah, I really like it. So now we'll move on to the manual sway bar disconnect. So let's see if we can kind of see it in here. So we have the AC Fab's manual sway bar disconnect. Those, honestly, I absolutely hate them. The Heim joints on them have a lot of play. So when you're driving over any oscillations, any bumps, you'll actually hear like a clicking sound with the play of the 4 Heim joints that are now across your front sway bar. And honestly, I think it's an overpriced, under manufactured product that really, it's not worth it, honestly. I do not recommend those at all. If anyone has recommendation for another manual sway bar disconnect, please let me know in the comments, because I really want to replace it. So next I'll talk about the ReadyLift 3-inch strut spacer lift that I did. So I did the install myself. The guide for it is really nice. I only had to buy, a couple tools with a press for the ball joints, compressor for the front strut springs, so that I could do it myself in my own shop. Things to pay attention to is make sure you support everything on the knuckle, so that when you are disconnecting your struts, that you don't drop your knuckle and overextend any of your CV joints. So, but yeah, I was able to do that install myself, which obviously saves me a fair amount of shop labor hours. But yeah, I'm really happy with how that one turned out. I will eventually probably be going with more of a mid-travel kit. But for now, it was a good price point to get me into my 37s. With doing that, I had to do front spacers because of tire rub. I had to cut back the rear crash bar mount off the frame, as well as I had to cut back my rock sliders by 1 1/8 just due to some tire rubbing issues. The spacers I needed because I didn't replace my wheels. Had I replaced my wheels with a different offset, I wouldn't have needed the spacers, but again, is what it is. So now the front of my Bronco, actually, its stance is about 1.5 inches wider than the rear after doing the lift and spacers. But I'm really happy with the lift. I did level out the Bronco quite well. Now I'm about 1/2 inch higher in the back than the front, as compared to before doing the lift, I was about 1.5 inches higher in the back than the front. So really happy with the lift kit, happy with the install, how all that went. So that was really nice. Now I'll talk about the reinforcement on the tailgate. So it's a rough country tailgate reinforcement that was installed. I'm not sure about it yet. Kind of we'll see over time. I definitely think it's something that if you install that tailgate reinforcement, you better plan on never taking it off, because I have a feeling that it's definitely going to leave a mark on the tailgate itself, that should you ever take it off, you're kind of going to see an outline of where it's sat. But I did not need to do the spare tire relocation mount. I purchased it but did not install it because my brake light just clears and as the tire wears down and I do my tire rotations, it'll gain more space there, but it just clears on the brake light and on the bumper. I didn't feel I needed to space it out further off the body or relocate it higher, so that's why I did not install the relocation kit again through rough country. The next thing, local company, Classic Auto Graphics, did my graphics. I absolutely love them. When I had them do the pinstripe, I also had them pinstripe my roll cage, so that when I take the top and doors off, you get that pop of color that's added, especially since, taking the doors off, I lose a lot of the color. So by having the roll cage fully pinstriped as well, really makes the color pop when I take the roof off. But yeah, so far I have not really done too many mods to the Bronco. I'm, mostly stock. The other mods that I've had done are, going out wheeling and take gouges out of the beauty rings on the wheels. but that's not really a mod, that's, you know, an upgrade. So anyways, that's my short little video on what I've done, what I liked, what I disliked. Please leave any comments below, like, subscribe, and share. And yeah, again, if you have any recommendations for a manual sway bar disconnect, please let me know in the comments, because I would definitely be interested. Thanks again for watching.